Top 10 anime where the main character is overpowered transfer student. Hello guys and welcome to yet another exciting episode of where we are back with another top 10s which I hope surely excites you all. Every time a student is being transferred in the anime world, you can bet on them being overpowered. Maybe it's because their newness makes them stand out. Just like that, today we'll be going through in top 10 anime where the main character is an overpowered transfer student. So now, without any more delay, let's get straight into the video, starting off with our number 10. HAGURE YUUSHA no ESTETICA. The story follows a world where several young men and women regularly find themselves spirited away to a world of sword and magic called Alizard. Those who survive and return are typically gifted with magical abilities. An international training organization named Bubble protects these young returnees and trains them in the use of their power. The wayward hero named Akatsuki has come back to his world, along with a beautiful girl called Miyu, who is the daughter of the last Dark Lord, whom he defeated in the battle. 9. Otome Game no Hametsu Flag. Wealthy heiress Katarina clays after getting hit on the head with a rock and recovers the memory of her past life. It is then she realizes she has been reborn into the world of Otome Game fortune lover as the game's villainess, who regardless of what route the player took in the original game, is doomed to be either exiled or killed. In order to avoid these routes that lead to doom, Katarina begins taking countermeasures. This, however, ends up having unexpected consequences on her relations with the other characters of the game's world. Moving on to number 8. Codebreaker. Sakura Koushi looks out of the window to see people being burned alive with a blue fire as a boy her age remains unharmed and stands over the people. When she goes back to the site the next day, there are no corpses or evidence of any kind of murder, just a small fire. When Sakura goes to class, she discovers the new transfer student is the same boy she saw the day before. Sakura soon learns that he is Rei Ogami, the sixth code breaker, a special type of assassin with a strange ability and a member of a secret organization that serves the government. 7. 100. When an extraterrestrial organism known as Savage attacks mankind, the only technology capable of combating the enemy is a weapon known as 100. A survivor of a Savage attack, Hayato Kisaragi is a teenager boasting the highest compatibility level with the aforementioned technology, and as a result, he is invited to master his skills at Little Garden, a prestigious military academy aboard a battleship. Over the course of his intense training for the battle ahead, he immediately attracts the interest of multiple female peers and gets drawn into a number of incidents as he tries to fight against the creatures that now inhabit Earth and threaten its safety. 6. World Trigger. When a gate to another world suddenly opens on Earth, Mikado City is invaded by strange creatures known as neighbors, malicious beings impervious to traditional weaponry. In response to their arrival, an organization called the Border Defense Agency has been established to combat the neighbor menace through special weapons called triggers. Even though several years have passed after the gate have first opened, neighbors are still a threat and members of Border remain on guard to ensure the safety of the planet. Despite this delicate situation, members in training, such as Osamu Mikumu, are not permitted to use their triggers outside the headquarters. But when the mysterious new student in his class is dragged into a forbidden area by bullies, they are attacked by neighbors, and Osamu has no choice but to do what he believes is right. Much to his surprise, however, the transfer student Yukuma Kuga makes short work of the aliens, revealing that he is a humanoid neighbor in disguise. 5. Shokugeki no SOUMA. Suma Yukuhira, who has been cooking alongside his father Joichiro for as long as he can remember. As a sous chef at his father's restaurant, he has spent his years developing his culinary expertise and inviting new dishes to amaze their customers. He aspires to exceed his father's skills and take over the restaurant one day, but he's shocked to learn that Joichiro is closing up the shop to take a job in New York. Rather than tagging alongside his father, Suma finds himself enrolling at the prestigious Tutsuki Culinary Academy, where only 10% of his students end up graduating. The school is famous for its shokugeki, intense cooking competitions between students often used to settle debates and arguments. Zoichiro tells SOUMA that to surpass him and survive the next 3 years at Utsuki and graduate there. The academy's brutal curriculum and fiercely competitive student body awaits him as if he's really into accomplishing his goals in the series. 4. GAKUSEN Toshi Asterisk. An unprecedented disaster named Invertia that struck the world during the 20th century. The powers of existing nations declined significantly, paving the way for a conglomerate called the Integrated Empire Foundation to assume control. But more importantly, the Invertia led to the emergence of a new species of human who are born with phenomenal physical capabilities, the Genestella. Its elite are handpicked across the globe to attend the top 6 schools, and they duel amongst themselves in entertainment battles called Festus. Ayato Amagiri, a scholarship transfer student at the prestigious Seidukon Academy, which has recently been suffering from declining performances. Through a series of events, he accidentally sees the popular witch of resplendent flames, Julius Alexia von Resfeld half-dressed. Enraged, Julius challenges him to a duel to intruding on her privacy. After said duel is voided by the student council president, Ayato reveals that he has no interest in Festus. Instead, he has enrolled in the academy to investigate the whereabouts of his missing elder sister. But when a more devious plot unravels, Ayato sets out to achieve victory while being surrounded by some of the most talented Genestella on the planet. 3. MAIRIMASHITA Iruma-kun. The story revolves around Iruma Sukuzi, a 14-year-old who has been unfortunate all his life, having to work to earn money for his irresponsible parents despite being underage. One day, he finds out that his parents sold him to the demon Sullivan. However, Iruma's worries about what will become of him are soon relieved, for Sullivan merely wants a grandchild, pampering him and making him attend the demon school baby is. At first, Iruma tries to keep a low profile in fear of his peers discovering that he is human. Unfortunately, this ends up being more difficult than expected. It turns out that Sullivan himself is the chairman of the school, and everyone expects him to become the next Demon King. Iruma immediately finds himself in an outrageous situation when he has to chant a forbidden spell in front of the entire school. With this, Iruma instantly earns a reputation he does not want. Even so, he is bound to roped into more bizarre circumstances. 2. Isekai no Seikishi Monogatari. Kenshi Masaki, a 15-year-old boy that has been kidnapped and brought to the world of Geminar by a mysterious group. To get back home, he agrees to help them assassinate the newly crowned empress of the Shitrayu Empire, Lasara Asu, XXVII, using a giant robot called the Sacred Mechanoid. As her army fights them off, Lasara takes note of Kenshi's abilities and demands that her attacker be captured alive, only to find out that the pilot is male, which is extremely rare on Geminar. Believing it to be a waste to kill him, she makes Kenshi her attendant. As the Empress' new servant, Kenshi is required to accompany Lasara to the Holy Land, an academy where sacred mechanoid pilots hone their skills. His arrival attracts attention, but Kenshi is unaware about something sinister is brewing within the academy, and it could plunge the entire world into the war. And finally, our number 1. ROKUDENASHI, Majutsu Koushi to Akashic Records. Sinisty Feeble and her best friend Rumiya Tingle attend to Alzano Imperial Magic Academy, one of the most prestigious magic school in the Alzano Empire, and are eager to become top-rated magicians. But that won't be easy, as the new instructor is none other than the lazy, blooming Glenn Radders. He'd rather sleep than teach, seems to have no magical abilities, and drives Sistine crazy with his lackadaisical attitude. This whole series is complete with a promise for eventful things to come. Topics that are dealt with are depression, friendship, family relationships, adoptions, siblings, following one's dreams, quest for power, and more. Well, with that, we hereby conclude today's video. I would like to thank you all for sticking till the end. Also, if you really did enjoy the video, make sure you express it by hitting that thumbs up. Also, you are free to leave your any type of suggestion regarding our video down below in the comment section. We'll be meeting soon in our next video. Till then, see ya all!